program originates from the National Weather Service office in Duluth, Minnesota. Blizzard conditions are expected along the North Shore. For this afternoon and tonight, a strong winter storm is expected to bring heavy, wet snow, freezing rain, mixed precipitation, and strong winds to the Northland beginning this evening. Blizzard conditions with dangerous travel will impact the North Shore, while heavy snow and ice affect the rest of the region. The strong winds and weight of snow on tree limbs may down power lines and could cause sporadic power outages. Travel could be very difficult. The hazardous conditions could impact the Wednesday morning and evening commutes.
Hey everyone, I'm Dustin with Dusty Outdoors. Welcome back to another adventure. This week we're at Gooseberry Falls State Park on the north shore of Lake Superior. And as I'm standing here looking at the lake, it's looking a little angry. And there's definitely a pretty good wind coming off of it. We're gonna see what this park has to offer. Based off the lake and this wind, I'm gonna have to check the forecast. I may have bitten off more than I can chew. So I ran back into town, Two Harbors, Minnesota, to see if I could hunt down a weather radio. I've been wanting to get one for the truck anyways, and with the looming threat of a blizzard, it's just on the top of my mind. All right, so we got our NOAA weather radio, so I'm happy with that. When I was in town, I went past a barbecue joint, and oh boy, did it look good. I have a steak in the camper that I was planning to cook tonight. I think a guy might have to stop in town here and get some smoked barbecue. All right,
There you go.
thank you, sir.
Have a wonderful day.
You too. All right, that looks like quite the potato. Look at that thing. That is 100%, 2 pounds, not joking. So good. According to the weather reports, the waves on Lake Superior could get up to 11 feet. Let's race back to the state park and see if we can get to these falls. So from what I can tell, there's a lower and an upper falls. I know I gotta go under the main road to get to the upper falls. I'm not exactly sure where the lower falls are. I apologize if the sound is bad. I got my little dead cat on my mic, but it's way windy. So this looks like a really cool visitor center. They got the bobcat. They got a wolf. I don't know, it almost kind of looks open, but I don't think it is. Out there you got the valley out into Lake Superior. Oh, little squirrel. Yeah, he wanted to cross, but he got a little nervous. So I stopped so his confidence could go back up. Then he finished crossing. Well, these look super sketchy. Ooh, yep, it's sketchy. Ooh, that's glare ice. I'll opt to go up here in the snow like some other people have. I literally have my ice cleats to put on my shoes in the truck for situations like this. They don't work too good when they're in the truck. You can see how the steps are. Just little ramps of ice. Check that out, friends. Well, that's awesome. Now let's go see what the upper falls looks like. I think we'll try these steps. Got the main bridge, got the walking trail. Pretty cool. All right, there it is. Looks like plenty of people were down on the ice. And it kind of looks like trash down there, but that's chunks of ice. I don't exactly know what it is, but like here's one here. I'm not sure why it's pink, what it is. If any of you know what this is from, let me know in the comments. Well, I can definitely tell you the wind makes it feel a lot colder than 30 degrees out. Well, you got the falls, plus you got all these cool rock formations. This little overhang there. A giant one right there. Okay, I thought there was more trash up here. But there again, it looks like ice chunks. I have no clue what all these chunks of ice are. Unless it's something from the bridge, like maybe some drains coming off the bridge that were iced over and it finally fell or something. Yeah, see, here's one right here. It's got like red paper in it. I don't see anywhere where they would have came off this bridge though. Well, we got a little bit of daylight left. The dark clouds are moving in, as you can see out there in front of us. So let's go see how the shore is doing, if the waves have gotten any worse, before we hunker down in the camper for the night and wait this blizzard out. When I looked at this place on the map, I thought I'd like the upper falls better. And maybe during the summer, the upper falls are more impressive. But for me right now, the lower falls are more impressive to me. Just better looking, iced over than the upper falls, in my opinion. I may be overreacting, but this blizzard warning kind of has me like not real nervous, but I just got a bit of a uneasy feeling, just a hint of it, kind of in the back of my mind. I've chosen to stay here, and that's because I have everything I need to stay here for a while if need be, if I get snowed in. But also, it's not supposed to be like dangerously cold. Like if we were supposed to get the same forecast, plus, you know, it was supposed to be like 10 degrees or 5 degrees with 55-mile-an-hour winds, I wouldn't stay here. That's just too cold. It could turn dangerous too quickly. But it looks to me like it's supposed to stay roughly, you know, around that 30-degree mark, high 20s, which that's pretty doable. It takes a bit of the danger out of it. The biggest risk, I believe, at this point is just simply getting snowed in. I guess there's a small risk of trees blocking me in too, coming down over the road or something, but I did check my site over pretty good. I am surrounded by trees, but they're all kind of like medium-sized pine trees, which I'm not too concerned with breaking and falling on me. Shore's right over here. It definitely sounds louder until we get over there and lay eyes on it. I won't know. Oh yeah, when I was out here before, the waves were maybe 4 foot. I was standing way down there, and I wouldn't want to be standing there now. Look at all that ice built up. That ice is piled up like 4 or 5 feet tall down there. We're not going to get too close, but we're going to get down here and see what we can see. See again, this was water earlier. It's glare ice now. Earlier we were way down at the end, that last little pillar. waves are getting crazy, guys. That last one pretty much soaked me. So those waves are splashing a good 14, 15 feet over that bank right there, which is probably 20 feet above lake level. I'll tell you what though, that water hitting you in the face, it hurts. It feels like rock pellets hitting you. Not a lake I want to mess with. Look at that. My camera's whistling from the wind. So I can see right here that this has not been getting hit or sprayed with water. So I feel pretty safe right here. Oh, here we got some big ones. So when it goes down like that, that's 15 feet probably down to the water right there. And it's just bang, slamming that thing. So that, where that's spraying up right there is probably 30 feet away from me. Check this out, guys. I'm walking back from the shore. Check out that chunk of burlwood. I mean, that sucker's big. It blows my mind how much, like, it's obvious trees will block some wind. But like, there's not that many trees right there. Pretty thin. And the wind here is not even a quarter what it is out there. It looks like it is up there still though. Well, let's hope we only get the 16 inches instead of the 24 or 26. That way we can still get out tomorrow. Whew. I apologize if the audio is terrible, but when you're standing out in 45, 50 mile an hour winds, there's only so much a microphone can hide. Not to mention, even if the mic's not right in the wind, just the sound of the wind in the trees is pretty deafening at this point. You can see here, probably shouldn't have parked where I did. You can see here we got a bunch of little pine cones and tree shrapnel coming down out of the trees already. But these are pretty big pine trees. So we're gonna get back to the campsite and surround ourselves with our little pine trees, but there's virtually no wind down in our little campsite because we're so tucked in there. Well, we're in camp. I got what I think I'll need, and my jacket's soaked with ice, which is soaking my pants. So I'm gonna get into some warm, dry clothes, and we'll see you in a second. Alrighty, we got our heat on. It's warming up nice in here. I did add a little bit more to the truck camper. So those of you that saw my last video, you know that I changed all this. This was not countertop right here. This cabinet continued out and then came down here. So this was always like right in my face, dead area you couldn't really utilize too well. So now all my Vitomin and Blue Eddy and all that are down below. I got some counter space here. I also added a table so I can eat. So that pulls out. I can eat on here. Ideally it would come a little bit closer, but you kind of gotta, this whole project was used with stuff like I had laying around the house. So this was some old countertop that I used to have in my garage. This came off of an old computer desk, and I just unbolted the tracks off the desk. I used an old shelf, oak shelf from my house, cut it to the width, put these tracks on it, and then mounted it up underneath. So everything was free except for the stick-on tile, which I got from Walmart. Everything else I just had around, so I'm happy with that. And this is still much better to eat than like reaching way up here or trying to hold it. The old truck camper's coming around. I fine-tune it a little bit more to myself, a little bit every year. And y'all that have been around a while know that I actually bought a newer truck camper, pop-up style, much bigger with a shower, toilet, just a much bigger floor plan, much newer. Still have that, actually. It's all winterized and sitting behind the barn. It just didn't feel right. I thought it was going to, and for me and what I do, it was too nice. It was too nice. I didn't want to drive it in the winter. I didn't want to drive it down back forest roads and scuff it up, and that defeats everything that I like doing. So I thought I would like it, but I found myself wanting to get back into my old truck camper more and more, so I made the switch, and I will be selling that other truck camper though, probably in the next month or two. And I'm going to be selling it for a real decent price for what it is. It's a 2004 pop-up style camper. It's got the solid flip-up wall in the back, and what's nice about that is you get a much taller door, borderline, almost a full height door. So if any of you are interested in that, let me know in the comments. If anyone's interested, you can even go back and look at some of my older videos. I think I got 2 or 3 videos out with that new truck camper on. Check it out. Let me know if you'd be interested in it. Probably going to put it up for sale for about $4,000. Just an FYI, I only have a handful of these stickers left. So if you're interested in those stickers, hit the link down below. Once these are gone, they're gone, because I didn't make any more, and when or if I do make more, they're not going to be the same. So only the OGs are going to have these. So there's the new countertop area. As you can see, there's the new NOAA radio. And Valentine's Day, Lauren got me something for my countertop area, and I'm real excited about it. Oh, we're moving up in the world, friends. I got me a coffee maker, an actual coffee maker for in here. And we got some decorations I got to put up from the boys. We got the American flag, and we got the truck camper. Some pretty sweet decor for the camper. Thanks, boys. The old Sam Squatch right here. All right, there you go, guys. Starting to look pretty good in here. Well, let's check conditions outside. Not doing nothing yet. Snow has officially started. We'll see what it looks like in the morning. Good night, friends. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of snow out there. Good morning, everyone. We definitely got hit with a blizzard and currently still are. I'm going to get some coffee started, and then we'll look at the details of what the current road conditions are like. Let's see how much making one small pot of coffee uses up on the V-Tillman. Currently sitting at 96%. It's using 584 watt. So let's look up what they're saying for road conditions. I'm kind of tucked in this little cove of pine trees, so I can't really tell how bad it is. It looks like it could be not that great out there for sure. That's not good. Well, hopefully that changes as the snow plows get out and whatnot. Yeah, it snowed a little bit for sure. So when I was looking out my door periodically last night, I was kind of looking at this area, which is deceiving. It doesn't look that deep, but it's deep, friends. Oh, much better. So far the road right here, I feel is definitely drivable. Right here is pretty deep though. The nice thing is, if a guy was to get stuck, he could literally, it's not like I'm plugged in or anything, as long as it's somewhat level, I could just sit there and keep camping. I think what I'll do is look at the road conditions one more time, the main road. If they look like at least somewhat plowed, we'll try to get out of here while we can, because it's going to keep coming down. I would say we got maybe, it's so hard to tell with the drifting and the wind, 8 inches, 9 inches, but it's going to keep snowing to the point where it's 15 to 20, 26 inches, I think it said, which will be just that much harder. We'll check the camper one more time just to make sure everything looks. I gotta shut my back light off. Everything looks good, nothing's gonna fall. You know, if this was light, fluffy snow, I wouldn't be worried at all about getting out. But since it's heavy, it's a little harder for the truck to push through. There's a tough one right there. Yeah, we're pushing snow with our front bumper. What we feared. That's a tree falling across the road. Well, we're so close. I can see cars driving by right up there. We battled our way 99% of the way out of the park, and we get 75 yards from Highway 61. I don't have anything that can pull the tree out of the way. If it wasn't like packed in with heavy snow, I could probably move it, or I'd just go over to the smaller side of the tree and move it. But currently the small side of the tree has about 3.5 feet of snow at it. I did reach out to the highway department, told them about it. They're not sure how long it's going to take, but they're going to let the plow drivers know, and next time a plow comes through here, he's going to try to pull this tree out of the way. And I said if they don't get to it, you know, make sure all the roads are clear and safe for people needing to commute. I said I'm good. I can stay right here literally for another day or two if need be. So that's where we're at. All right, update. We've been here for about an hour. So far, no one's came by. I got plenty to work on anyways, and I'm comfortable. And if it gets to be around another hour or so, I'm gonna have to go back in the camper and get something to eat because I'm starting to get a little hungry. It's currently still definitely a blizzard out there. Near whiteout conditions. Obviously not right in front of the truck, but if you get any distance at all, it gets a little hard to see. All right, guys, it keeps getting worse out there. Snow's coming down harder, way harder to see. All right, so I brought some stuff in from the camper. I got some stir fry, sweet chili flavored Asian noodles. Now, technically, you're supposed to fill this with water and then put it in the microwave for 4 minutes or something like that. Don't have a microwave, so I'm going to heat up the water super hot, dump it in here, and just let it soak in, basically. Oh, I got kind of a mess going on. That's all right. My striker quit working on the jet boil. If I got one in here, that'd be pretty sweet. I wouldn't have to go back out to the camper. I do have one. Haha! I'll crack the windows just a little bit for some air. Well, it's currently 12:30 p.m. So at this rate, we may be staying here another night, which is okay. I left the diesel heater running. I was going to leave it running until we're for sure out of the storm. So that way, if I do need to just hunker down back there for the night, it's already warmed up. I ain't got to mess with that. I just got it running on low. All right, we just had some people show up. They're going to go out winter camping, some locals. And we just sawed up and cut the tree, a section of it out of the way. So I'm going to break the trail now for them and head out. I think they might be stuck. I don't know. It's like, do I go back? I mean, they helped me. There's really no great place to turn around here. Here, I'll turn around right here at this road. I still need to eat my noodles. Alright, looks like they made it through. So that's good. Alright, drove back. They're not where they were, so they made it through. 1:25 p.m. and I haven't eaten nothing yet today. I'm getting a little hungry. Well, we made it out of the state park finally after sitting there for several hours, so I'm happy about that. It's going to keep snowing here through tomorrow evening, so I got to figure out what I want to do. The roads are not good at all to be traveling on. I'm not sure. Could find somewhere in town here to stay that wouldn't be so isolated, or I could keep heading west. I think once you kind of get to Duluth and west, the snow's not quite as bad. The wind is just as bad, but the snow isn't, because you're losing the lake effect snow at that point. Kind of watching my surroundings here too, so I'm not in anyone's way trying to plow. It's hard to see where I'm driving. We got cars snowed in. See that car there's snowed in pretty good. Well, we made it back to civilization. We're in Superior, Wisconsin now. Debating on whether I'm going to stay here tonight or try to push home. I don't know. Depends on how I feel a little later. Right now you can see I'm soaked from almost the knees down. So I'm going to get some dry clothes on and decide what I'm doing. Well, I decided to stay in Superior for one more night. I was done driving. Hour or so of driving I did today was strenuous enough, driving in those kind of road conditions and whatnot. So I'll give the mind a break, chill here for the night. I'm going to get something to snack on, and then I got a movie I'm going to watch called Oblivion. We'll see how that is. I'll see you guys in the morning. Does it have tow hooks? Alrighty.
For low-level vertical vorticity. Time is in UTC in the top right corner. Wow, thanks for sending this in. Is this a video? Or, oh, it's like, oh, I didn't even know that the animated GIFs would work. Cool.
Well, that definitely turned into an adventure, guys. I'm back on the Wisconsin side of Lake Superior, and I'm gonna wrap this video up here. Geez, look at that. Look at the ice. If you guys are gonna go out, don't do what I did. Make sure you go out with everything you need. I had most of what I needed, but I definitely need, at the very least, a chain so I can hook to a tree and pull it out of my way, but also a chainsaw. Problem with a gas chainsaw is they're fumey, and I don't have an electric chainsaw big enough to cut a tree. So that's something I'm gonna have to get at some point and put in the truck. That was certainly an awesome adventure. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I sure did. To the military men and women, past, present, future, thank you for your service. Thank you for my freedom. We'll see you on the next adventure. Bye, friends.